It's the number one hustler. I turn a hater to a customer. It's the number one hustler. I turn a hater to a customer. Trying to get this right. I'm trying to live this life. I put in work and still be earning stripes. So it's the number one hustler. I turn a hater to a customer. Trying to get this right. I'm trying to live this life. I put in work and still be earning stripes. So
my life, I'm a lot like you were. Oh man, look at my life.
Hey everyone, guess who's back? It's Kamish, back here with another team preview. This time it's Chris and True North, out of the North Division, original owner, fellow Canadian. Anyways, let's get into his draft grade of A-. I mean, I think for True North, you know, he came up with the strategy, top two of the top 5 picks. He won the consolation playoffs for the second year in a row to get the 5th pick, and he had already traded for the 1st pick, which he then traded down to the 2nd pick. But he got the future at running back. He got Christian McCaffrey and Joe Mixon, 2 promising rookie running backs that he can obviously look at possibly keeping in the future. You know, he did have a chance at Lynch after the McCaffrey pick and Delvin Cook after the Mixon pick, but I think for the most part, he made the right decisions. 2nd round, he went Cameron Brate. You know, again, tight end that I think is probably going to have a good year. O.J. Howard, obviously a high pick, but it's been quiet so far in preseason. Cameron Brate had a big year last year. Doyle and Cook were picked after. Notable tight ends there. No 3rd rounder. 4th rounder went Rex Burkhead here. Haven't heard much of him out of preseason. Obviously signed a pretty big contract though. And you know Bill Belichick probably has something up his sleeve there. And I know you're a Patriots fan, so you must know what's up there. But I will say Lee and Cookley were 2 guys picked after that pick. And then in the 5th round went Mohamed Sanu. Tighten up the wide receiver core. Some really good linebackers taken after, and Quan Alexander, Wagner, and J.J. Watt at DL. So, looking at the rest of the draft, 6th round went Navarro Bowman and James Conner. 7th round went with Ryan Shazier and Alan Hearns. So, lots of early picks for Chris and True North. And, you know, for the most part, he's getting linebackers. You know, he's getting depth at running back, you know, depth at wide receiver. 8th round went Carolina Panthers. 9th round went with T.J. Ward. And then in the 10th round went with Mark Barron at linebacker. So it was clear he made linebacker a priority in the first 10 rounds. Obviously got his 3 starters right off the bat. So, you know, looking at it here for True North, you can see why he got the grade of the A-. I think he just drafted the future at running back. I think he did well with his early picks. And looking at his lineup now, you know, he's got some strengths. He's got, obviously, Aaron Rodgers at quarterback. Already questions for Mike Glennon as the backup, though. And you can see the desperation by Chris and True North picking up Jimmy G recently on the waiver wire. And then at running back, you know, you got the 2 young guys, Mixon and McCaffrey. But then you kind of stopped drafting. Well, you drafted Rex Burkhead, and then you stopped drafted running backs. And then you got James Conner. The issue here is if one of those guys goes down, your depth at running back will be truly tested. Wide receiver, obviously a huge strength of your team. One of the best in the league. You got Antonio Brown, Rashard Matthews, Cooks, Hearns, Sanu, and now Cooper Kupp coming on. I think probably one of the most deadliest wide receiver cores in the league. Tight end, Martellus Bennett and Cameron Brate. Can't argue with that pairing. Kicker defense, you got Forbath with Mini and Panthers defense. You know, middle of the road there. DL, you got Linval Joseph, Bennett and Crick. two veteran DLs there. Linebacker, you got Bowman. Bit of a concern with the injuries. Barron, Shazier, Davis, Bradham, Trevathan, and James Harrison. So there's depth at linebacker for sure. And then at DB, you got DJ Ward, Weddle, and Reggie Nelson. And then Maxwell and Ward. So, for True North, you could see he's got a pretty strong lineup. And it's clear that having Rogers is a huge advantage. Two young running backs that are definitely going to get some time in, and a deadly wide receiver group should lead to success. So getting into the win-loss projections now for True North. Will it lead to success? Well, week 1, taking on divisional rival Saving Ryan. Got a win here for Chris and True North. Starting off the season right. I will note, looking at Chris and True North's schedule, he somehow ended up playing all his divisional rivals in the first 5 weeks. So his first 4 of his 5 are against his divisional rivals. Week 2, taking on Billsy Bob Tim Horton out of the South, though. Got a win there for True North. Moving on to week 3, Krista and Storm. Another win there for True North against divisional rival, the defending champion in the North. Then week 4, taking on Lucas and Green Lightning without Elliott now. Definitely a win there for Chris and True North. Starting out the season 4-0. Would it continue against Milan in the 6th, another divisional rival? Yes, I got him sweeping the division, going 5-0. And then week 6, taking on Brian in the 12th man. Another win for Chris and True North, starting off the season 6-0. And then week 7 against my ball Zach Ertz. Another win for Chris and True North, 7-0 to start the year. But week 8 is when it falls for him against Brandon and Wolves. I got a loss for Chris and True North in that one. And then in week 9, again, another loss for Chris and True North against George and Pack Attack. So after going 7-0, 2 straight losses. But he would turn it around going into week 10, taking on Monsters. That's a win for sure for Chris and True North. And then week 11, taking on Steven and US1. Easy win here for Chris and True North. And then week 12, Ryan and Mr. Longyard. Another win for Chris and True North. So what does it equate for Chris and True North? I see him sitting at 10-2 through 12. I see him first place in the North, reclaiming his crown that he originally won in the first year in the LOC.